I am typing in the topic today. Hello, good morning, happy Monday. Happy Monday. How are you doing? I want to check in with you. I am creating a new series called Motivational Mondays with a splash of money. We can all use a little bit of both, right? The motivation is going to come in a number of topics that relate to your practice, your business, your life. And I just want to share with you different things that I've picked up through my own journey of 25 plus years of private practice and 10 plus years of coaching and all the many things. I just remember so many times in my private practice where I just felt so alone, like so unsure, like, am I doing the right thing? Am I making the right choices? What do I do in this situation? Because so often we're by ourselves, we're in our own little silos, and we're just like, I don't know. So this is Motivational Mondays, and today's topic is you are your own CEO. You are your own CEO. So I want you to think about it, okay? If you worked for a company that had a CEO, there'd be few things set up for you, right? You're working for a different company. I'm sure that your boss, whether it's the CEO or manager, would sit you down and say, okay, this is the plan we have for you in the next year. These are your deliverables. These are our expectations of you. And these are your milestones. And so you would have that set up. Now I'm going to write this down. You are your own CEO. You are your own CEO. So do you do that? Do you sit down with yourself and create a plan and then regularly sit down and look at that plan to see if you've made your milestones, made your goals? Do you hold yourself accountable like a boss or CEO would? I think that's where a lot of us get lazy. We just like go by the seat of our pants with no real plan because let's face it, I even have a bracelet that says, you're not the boss of me. I went into private practice to be my own boss. I wanted to be my own boss, but I was a crappy boss for a long time because this is the first thing, I did not sit down and create goals and milestones, right? Because I left the business world behind, and that's the first place I failed, where I didn't really sit down. So now, in private practice or coaching or just my business in general, every November, December, I plan out the entire next year, and I regularly review that plan to see where I've hit my milestones, where I haven't, and all the many things. So that's number one. The second thing is, if you were working for a company, let's say for 3 or 4 years, and you didn't get a raise, how long would you stay at that company? Not very long. So because you are your own CEO, when was the last time you gave yourself a raise? A lot of you are still rocking the old prices from 10, 15 years ago. If you worked at a company and didn't get a raise in 10 or 15 years, I'm pretty sure you'd start looking somewhere else. So why are you being such a crappy CEO to yourself? There needs to be regular raises because just like working for another company, as you work, you get much better at your craft, at your position. You get much better, and that's the same for you in practice. You get so much better at what you're doing. We have continuing education a lot of us engage with. We do other classes. We gain new skills, but we don't raise our prices. Like if I worked for a company and got better at what I did and did some trainings, I would expect to get a raise. So the second thing is giving yourself a raise. That's another booby trap that a lot of you don't do. And then you're just like disheartened with this industry, and I don't want to be in medicine anymore because I can't pay my student loans off, and I can't. Well, be a better CEO, right? So number one, structure out and have a plan, hold yourself accountable, check in on yourself, check in on your results, on your goals. Maybe you need to shift those. Number two, regular raises. Right? Looking at, I know let's talk about a hairstylist, okay? A brand new hairstylist maybe makes $60,000, $70,000 a year. They're brand new. As they get better at their craft. They can cut your hair in such a way that they'll start to raise their prices to $200, $250. I know my hairstylist makes $350,000 a year. Now, she didn't start off that way, but she's so good at what she does. And so how many of you would like to make $350,000 a year? It's totally possible, especially if you recognize everything that you're giving in a session and the value of that session. So I talk a lot about that, and there will be a Motivational Monday Facebook Live on prices. But right now, this topic is you are your own CEO. So as a CEO, sit yourself down, create a plan for yourself, check in with yourself, have some accountability, see where you're meeting your goals or not, and then give yourself regular raises for it's like a reward for good work, okay? Recognize that. The third thing is if you're at the same job for a long time, it gets boring, right? So as a CEO, and if I was watching over you, I would recognize your strengths, your talents. I'd give you promotions, right? I would give you new projects to work on. And so are you doing the same thing for yourself? Because I know I'm going to East Pete this. You are your own CEO. So are you sitting yourself down and saying, I have a new project for you. We're going to learn a new tool. We're going to incorporate facial rejuvenation or anti-aging into the practice. We're going to bring a new tool into the practice and shift things up. And by doing so, I add more value to my practice. My prices are going to go up. So there's three things for you are, I know this is fancy, isn't it? You are your own CEO, okay? The third thing I just mentioned is, are you giving yourself new projects, new things to work on? Are you keeping it exciting and fresh? This was an aha moment for me years ago when I thought about the CEO thing. I never really resonated with CEO babe, CEO boss, but I recognized, oh my gosh, in private practice, we're entrepreneurs and we are our own CEOs. And we need to act that way. So my three recommendations for you as being your own CEO is to have a yearly plan that feels good to you. If you had a CEO or a boss and they sat you down and they said, okay, this is the plan I have for you this year, and you're like, oh, you need to communicate that to the boss and say, not so exciting for me, right? How does that look like for you? Let's say you've been doing massage with your practice for years and you're just like, if I have to massage another person, oh, I don't want to do it. So you sit yourself down like the CEO and you communicate and you say, I really don't want to do massage anymore. I don't want to do cupping anymore. I don't want to do this adjunctive therapy anymore. I don't want to do functional medicine anymore. Take it off your menu. Stop doing it. Stop shooting on yourself that you have to do it. Have the CEO conversation with yourself to say, okay, I don't want to do that anymore. So for this year, this is how I'm going to structure my services. And it's all going to be around things that I really enjoy. And maybe I'm going to bring in something new that I learned last year. Okay. So number one, you have a yearly plan and you hold yourself accountable to that plan. The most important person for you to follow through with is yourself. 100%. You got to follow through with yourself. You're going to wake up and say, I don't feel like working out. You're going to work out anyway. You know, this morning I woke up and I was like, oh, I don't really feel like doing that Facebook Live. I was really excited when I was in the state last week. And I was like, you're doing the Facebook Live, right? And then you just follow through with yourself and then the relationship gets tighter. And I know I'm weaving a whole lot into this like quick Facebook Live with the topic being you are your own CEO. But like I said, I'm here to pour it out to you and let you know you're not alone. You're not alone in practice. I'm here for you. There's other mentors. And in fact, on September, when is this? I want you to know this is exciting. Nobody knows. This is first. You guys are getting the first news on this. September 9th and 10th, I am hosting a virtual summit of coaches in private practice. Private practice coaches. There's about 9 of us that are going to come together online and give you all of our tips, tools, tricks, advice, love, support so that you can be the best version of yourself in practice. Again, you'll see it. I'll post it everywhere. It is the Successful Practice Summit, September 9th and 10th. It'll be me and like 9 other practice coaches. So often when you're your own CEO and you're creating a yearly plan, CEOs hire consultants, don't they? Because they want the company to thrive and grow and go to the next level. So are you hiring consultants on a regular basis, coaches or other people to help you up level? I highly recommend you do. That's what a really successful CEO would do. CEOs lead. You need to lead your practice. Leaders are readers. So are you reading books that help you be the best version and CEO for yourself? This is all part of the yearly plan, and then accountability that way, and then goals and milestones, and then check in. Goals, milestones, check in. What was my number 2 for you are your own CEO? Regular raises. I would love to know in the comments how many of you had an aha moment at that. Just please tell me in the comments. Let me know. Please engage with this post so I know that it's landing and that it's helpful, because I'm here to serve. But like, are you regularly giving yourself a raise? Or is this the aha moment? Like, oh my God, I never thought about it like that. Yeah, I wouldn't stay at a company if I didn't get a raise in 3 to 4 or 5 years. I'd be out of there, right? So regular raises. Are your prices 1998 prices? I know somebody in San Diego, La Jolla, she charges $400 cash a session. $400. She's booked solid. She doesn't have a website. You don't need a website, and you don't need business cards. You know what you need? To be good. When you're good at what you do, word of mouth spreads. And I know this person, $400 cash. She's really good at saving lives and trauma response and really complex cases. And so she gets it all day, every day. I know somebody in New York City, $600 cash. Well, it's $595. So when you're telling me things like, oh, I couldn't possibly charge $200 for a session, I'm going to tell you BS. You're shooting on yourself. You're telling your things, self-limiting beliefs that just frankly aren't true. I've worked with hundreds, I'm getting near thousands of practitioners, and they're all over the price map from $60 a session to $600 a session. I know some people that do concierge house calls for $1,500 a session, okay? My hairstylist makes $350,000 a year. I pay her $250 to do my hair. Why? Because she's really good at what she does. I go to her and I don't need to go all the time because she does it in such a way. Many people are coming to you and you are helping them have children. You are helping them golf, go to weddings, have no migraines, sleep well, work, all of the things. And that is valuable, okay? So you are your own CEO, you have a yearly plan, you're checking in with that plan, you're holding yourself accountable, checking your milestones, adjusting as necessary, you have regular raises, and then you keep it fresh and spicy, right? New projects, new responsibilities, stretch yourself, just new. If you worked for a company and it was the same job day in, day out, dear God, you'd be ready to walk. So how are you making your practice fresh and new? How are you stretching yourself? How are you growing as your own CEO? How are you doing it? If it's not scaring the shit out of you, you're probably not growing. I highly recommend you do something once a year that really scares you. A bucket list or something that you're like, oh, I don't think I can do it. Well, then do it. Just go do it. Highly recommend. Every mentor I've ever had tells me to do that, right? Then you prove something new to yourself as your own CEO, all right? I want nothing more for you than your wildest dreams and more to manifest in your lives and in your practices. Like I said earlier, I have been there. I have been in private practice. I have been in so many different environments, working for other people, working for myself, hiring billers, doing the billing myself, hiring people. Like, it's all such a complex thing to manage, and you're trying to do it all by yourself. It doesn't have to be that way. You can get a mastermind with different colleagues. That's something that I do as well. I find that very helpful. You can get a coach, like I said. If you are your own CEO, most likely CEOs would go and hire a consultant to help take you to the next level. Please do stuff like this. Please step into your leadership. When patients come to you, you're the CEO, CEOs lead, right? So how do you lead with a patient? I'm so happy you've come in today. I see that you are having issues getting pregnant. I have a fertility program. It is 10 sessions in 12 weeks. It's a 12-week program, and I'd like you to sign up. How is Monday at 8:30? Does that work for you? Let's book you out for the next 10 8:30s on Monday, and let's get you pregnant. I'm here. Okay, that's leading. This is the opposite of leading. Oh, you came in for fertility. Great. Okay, well, come back if you want. Come back if you want. This is my segue into next Monday's motivation, and it's called the warm invitation. It's the warm welcome, and I'm just gonna leave it there because I can't give it all to you in one day. But next Monday, we're gonna talk about the difference between being salesy and what I consider the warm invitation, and how it's different, and how as your own CEO, you can step into the warm invitation rather than what you might consider to be salesy. I really hope this has helped. Please let me know in the comments how it's landed for you. Also, let me know how else I can be of service, what topics you'd like to hear. I have so many topics, guys. Like, I've got years of Monday motivations, and so you'll have tons. And I like to say it's a splash of money. Because many people come to me and they might, yes, we all want a little bit more money, but really when you're motivated, the money is magnetized to you. So I feel like where we go, the root of all of it is motivation, inspiration, and encouragement. And that's what I'm good at. And I know that, and I want to pour that out on you, okay? I'm sending you all much love for a wonderful week too. Why did I pick Mondays? Because sometimes we need just like a good boost of motivation on a Monday to set the tone for the whole week. All right. Have a wonderful week. Let me know in the comments how I can be of service. Stay tuned. September 9th and 10th is the Successful Practice Summit online. It's free to attend, and you'll be seeing advertisements on that pretty soon because it's coming up. And lastly, I have the Recharge event. I've got to warmly invite you to this because the Recharge event that I hold every year, it's going to be August 19, 20, and 21. It just got better. There is a woman, she goes by the name the Fairy Godmother. I met this woman a few months ago, and my life has been incredibly blessed and magical ever since. She is coming to Recharge. So if you haven't signed up for Recharge, you may consider it just for the Fairy Godmother alone. The magic that she brings, if you've ever wanted your very own Fairy Godmother, you're going to get it. Also, I have 3 PEMF machines coming. That alone would pay for the cost of the ticket. Being able to use these PEMF machines for free and experience those for yourself. Recharge is healing for healers. You're out there holding the space for all the many people. But who holds a space for you? This girl and the people that I brought to Recharge to hold modules for you. Go look on my website, drreese.com. You can see all the people that are showing up. We have cacao ceremony. We have heart-mind coherence. We have neuroplasticity. We have breath work. We have medical intuition. We have crystal singing bowls. It's pretty amazing. All right? Have a wonderful week. And I'll see you next Monday, 8:30 for Motivational Mondays with a Splash of Money. Bye for now.